understand what I'm about to give you to make your ball striking the best striking you have ever felt in your golfing life. What you want to see, handle disappearing around to the left and club head still visible, as opposed to those early extenders out there where the handle's forwards, bums tucked under, humping the ball, as many of you will say. Today I want to talk about club path. Club path with the club head, but not only that, I want to talk about handle path, understanding how the handle must move through strike. I've had a lot of golfers question how the handle moves through strike. Now, how the handle moves through strike obviously affects the club head. We've had, as I keep saying, a proliferation of inside out. Not going to go on with that. But if you haven't worked it out yet, that the handle and the club doesn't swing inside out, it simply swings in to in. But that all seems very logical, and understanding it is the tricky bit. Today I want to talk about impact and beyond. Impact and beyond is an area where we start to see some ugly impact conditions and where golfers really start to talk about that early extension. I've had numerous golfers come to me and say, Stuart, I really have that hump of the ball and that shot out to the right and I really want to get rid of it. Let's understand what's happening down through strike. We've got the club head trying to pull itself to the floor because it's weighted. If you've seen that video up in the top right hand corner of the screen there, you'll have seen me hit some shots off a high tee, detailing the fact that that club head wants to pull to the ground. When that happens, if the club head is pulling to the ground, it means that the handle is going to go up. And to what degree that happens does dictate or is dictated by your grip, by how you stand to the golf ball, where you pitch the shaft at the top, all of those ingredients. But today I'm going to get down to the nitty-gritty of how you might want to think about this handle and head managing each other down through strike. Let's understand that we have two circles. We have a circle of the handle, which is the inside circle is the track of the handle. So when I set up to the golf ball, I, as a golfer, are really visualizing how that handle is moving in to in. Now, of course, the more that club head starts to get pulled to the floor, what tends to happen is the circle that is in to in below me starts to get moved closer to the golf ball. Because obviously, if the handle is standing up, that circle gets shifted closer to the ball line. And so when the handle then gets shifted closer to the ball line, what happens to the angle of the swing, which is dictated by the shaft line at address, as the handle gets closer to the ball line, the angle of the swing down through strike gets more stood up. And in exaggeration, if we push the handle on top of the club head, can you now see that the pink portion of the hula hoop and the yellow portion of the hula hoop are dead straight? The more angle we have in the club shaft at impact, the more the pink portion of the hula hoop arcs in and the yellow portion of the hula hoop arcs in as well. So the more a golfer stands the shaft up, what he's actually doing is making his golf swing much straighter. And when you do that, it has much more ability for a golfer to create a path line that's outside in. Because by virtue of the shaft being stood more up, you are much easier to move the path left and outside in. When the circle gets more pitched angular on the shaft pitch, the more that golf club will have the opportunity of arcing in to in. So this handle height down through strike is absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial in that the more the handle is lower, the more it will pull us more in forward bend. It will also make the handle feel way more in to in. The more it stands up, the more the handle will feel like it's swinging along. Now you're starting to see the orientation of this swing. When we start to see the implications of the handle standing up, what it does to the club head. What it does to the club head is it starts to make the club head have too much energy to the left. Now, if you understand that when a golfer is coming into the golf ball, when you stand the shaft up, you are pointing the loft more to the right. And when you do that, the golfer then must try super hard to try to get the club face back to square. So you get this stood up look, and then you get this flipping over of the club face, which is why I prolifically talk about the pressure on the handle. The pressure on the handle down through strike is essential. But understanding that the balancing act of making the handle end and the head end work together through strike to allow you to feel like you can get the handle low enough, get you in posture to create those good strikes is not easy. And so I've talked at great length about how the Broom, and if you haven't checked it out, check out my Broom series, how the Broom helps you really understand how this club head starts to move with the orientation of the handle and the head. Therefore, if we've had a sensation as golfers making the handle stand up and the club head kick back in, the handle, in exaggeration, has actually ended up being awfully close to the ball line because we've been thinking about inside out. And the club head has therefore had an opportunity to swing to the left, which is why we've seen so much club face rotation. What I'm recommending is that you understand how the handle can move to the left through strike, but the club head can actually stay very close to the ball line. Because when we understand the two radius of the handle, which is this one here, which is a lot more acute than the radius of the club head, which is far straighter, and it gets straighter the longer the club shaft is, we're actually dealing with two very different radius of golf club. The head end is still in to in, but the handle end is even more in to in. So we've got two different feelings at either end of the golf club. Now this may sound, man, Stuart, you're making this so complicated. All I'm doing right at this moment in time is explaining the logic behind what I'm about to give you to make your ball striking the best striking you have ever felt in your golfing life. If you've got the grip that I recommend, if you've got the posture that I recommend, if you've got the backswing, the downswing that I recommend, this video will take your golf swing to a new level. I absolutely guarantee it. Understand that we have these two different arcs. And so therefore, our ability to make the handle arc more inside and to keep the club head more outside on the way through is absolutely crucial to get you more in posture, which is what you want to see, handle disappearing around to the left and club head still visible, as opposed to those early extenders out there where the handle's forwards, bum's tucked under, humping the ball, as many of you will say, and the club face closing down. That being understood, let's get into a drill that's going to master this impact condition. With the aid of this box, it's going to give you a vital sensation to make your club head higher through strike and your handle lower through strike. So we're going to get you to set up to the golf ball, and we're going to once again register the fact that the handle has a more acute inside track, and we're going to understand that the club head is going to have a more elongated track. Those are the two tracks of both handle and head past the golf ball. So I'm going to set up to the ball. I'm now going to pop the club head the other side. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure down on the pad of the golf club and up with the butt of the bottom of the golf club, or the bottom of the grip, should I say. So much so that I could flex that shaft, and you can see I'm moving that box away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now get that sensation of putting pressure on my left heel that pulls me more into forward bend, which helps me push down on the handle. And now I'm going to move the handle back inside. Now, can you see that the handle is moving back inside and the club head is raising up? And the minute a golfer feels the club head raising up and the handle going down, all of a sudden it allows you to feel more forward bend. Now at this point here, you can see that that club head, whilst I'm pushing it up the box, it's only the sensation that it gives you that the handle can move to the left. The handle has moved to the left, but the club head has stayed on the ball line. But not only that, because the handle's got lower, it started to point the loft more left. And so as you start to then swing through the shot, that pressure down, that pressure up, pressure down with the left hand, pressure up with the right hand, left heel, right shoulder, starts to get you in these post-impact conditions that we all see on the TV. So I'm going to move the box out of the way. I'm now going to get myself set up. Now going to make a through swing, pushing down, lifting the club head up. Pushing down, lifting the club head up. And fire one away. And so all of a sudden, that force down, that lift up, two down from the inside at 2.8, face was straight to path and face closed to path, which has given me the sensation of feeling like I can keep the pressure on the handle, but as I push the pressure down on the handle, I'm still feeling the club head up. Now, a lot of you out there going, what on earth is this? I've never heard such garbage. Well, when you take the golf club away, the pressure down on the handle and lifting the club head up, how is that any different to this here? The golf club is swinging, the club head is swinging down that circle line and back up that circle line. So that golf club head is swinging down that circle line, striking the ball and going back up that circle line. Can you see my handle's gone inside, the club head swung down the line, And I've hit that from inside out 7 degrees. I've got down at 2 degrees and I've got a face shut to path at 7 degrees. And when you look at that back in slow motion, you will see how passive that face looks and how that club face is drawing. How much I've got cup in my left wrist, I haven't got bow, and how much I start to be able to keep the handle low and move around the golf ball. Which is very, very different to swinging the golf club from the inside, trying to get the club out to the right, and then spin the face down, which never ever works. Well, it might work, but it's utter crap. So the point is, I jest. The point is that we're starting to really understand how this handle pressure on this side of the golf swing starts to work. Let me grab the broom. Let's grab the broom and get stuck in. Get rid of those out of the way. And we start to lift the broom back up. Look how we push down on the broom and lift the broom back up. Push down, lift the broom back up. Push down, lift the broom back up. Where's the club face pointing? Push down. Let the club and the broom swing back up. Let's put that with a golf shot. If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Therefore, understanding that this handle on the left of the golf shot is about dealing with the head end and starting to deal with the pressures put through the handle to create the down, to create the path from the inside, which allows it to start lining up to the left of the golf shot, which allows you to feel like you've got freedom to move around the ball, to hit a cheeky little 5-iron right to left in the air. There's been a lot in there, I understand, but I'm just trying to share the love. Really am. I love this. You've got a bunch of information there that's it's gonna take you to a new level. It makes me quite emotional because I think that for the first time, I think you guys are going to have something that you can hang your hat on with this game. It's going to make you play like never before. And I just and mess around on the messages sometimes. Please share this with your friends. Bring joy to everyone out there that plays this game and make them see it for why it is, how it is. Because I truly love sharing this stuff with you and I really want to make a difference to the game of golf. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support to the channel. Subscribe if I've given you something that you might be able to use, and make sure you share it with your friends. Thanks so much for watching. That, my friends, is good coaching.